Your name and affiliation. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll get a microphone to you. Okay, we're going to start right up front here on the left.
Mike Sealski from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jim, if you could compare getting to this point last year with Michael Carter-Williams as your point guard and getting to this point with Tyler, just how they run your sets, the differences between them as players, et cetera.
Well, they're different. Michael's, was certainly, explosiveness and size, his ability to get to the basket and score, finish. He was a tremendous, tremendous player. And he had a year of experience, so it was his second year. I think he was, I thought he had just a tremendous year, and he had a tremendous tournament as well. I think Tyler's had a great year. Certainly going into the year with a new point guard, a new two-guard, freshman, sophomore, that was really, looking at the season, that would be a key to, what we were going to be able to do. And those two guys have had, have great years in the backcourt, defensively and offensively, and really keyed, the success that this team has had at this point. And I think that was really the key for us this year, how well those guys played. We knew the frontline guys would be fine, and they had very good years, but the guards have played very well for us.
Go Jerry in the back.
Hi, Jim. Jerry Sullivan. Does part of you as a competitor enjoy being underestimated a little now and seen as a bit of a wounded animal coming into this tournament?
Well, I don't even see it that way, and I don't really pay too much attention to that. Last year, we lost 5 out of our last 6 games, and went into the tournament. And tournament's a different thing. You can start playing well in one game, and all of a sudden you can, get on a roll. So I don't really look at it that way. I think we probably were overestimated a little bit when we were 25-0.
Down front here.
David Wilson, the Daily Orange. Jim, how's Trevor's ankle been the past couple of days?
He's practiced full speed both days.
He's about where you're expecting to be at this point?
Yeah, full speed.
Other questions for Coach? Go ahead, Jerry.
If you're around a couple years from now, you probably win 1,000 games. Now, you're going to tell me that that number means nothing to you, and it's not something that you think about.
Well, I definitely don't think about it. I think once you get to 800, the numbers are pretty big. They mean something. 900 means a little bit more. Those are big numbers. They're not something you ever thought about, but they're certainly, they're going to be in the back of your mind because, well, you're going to see them all the time anyway, so they're constantly brought up. But that's a big number. I don't know, what am I going to say? I can't really, as I've told the story before, when you had about 100, you looked at, 874, whatever the number was, and you said, well, that's not happening. That's 20 wins a year for 40 years to get to 800. So it's just not something that you think is something going to happen someday. But, the number's always there. It's in the kind of back there, back of your mind.
Mike in the center.
Mike Waters from the Syracuse Post-Standard. Jim, Steve Hawkins was asked if they had maybe any kind of advantage having seen Eastern Michigan run your zone. Conversely, can you get any kind of an advantage at seeing how they attacked Eastern Michigan?
Well, we see how everybody attacks a 2-3 zone. There's nobody that we've played this year that hasn't played against a 2-3 zone. So we see everybody, what they try to do, and most people do similar things, but everybody plays against a 2-3 zone.
Right down front here.
Coach David Drew from the Kalamazoo Gazette. Western Michigan is led by senior Shane Whittington and David Brown, kind of an inside-out duo. What are your thoughts on those two?
They're very impressive. You know, they could play anywhere in the country from what I've seen. I mean, they're really good players. I mean, I don't really look at where players play or who they play for. I look at how good players are and how good the team is and the coach. And Western Michigan's got a team that can play with anybody in the country. Those two guys, their whole team is good. I don't think it's two guys. I think their other guys are really good. I think those two guys, could step in and play any place in the country. And I think that's the beauty of college basketball today. You get guys that develop as players at schools like Western Michigan, and they're as good as anybody we have and anybody that we played against. And, our players understand that. We understand that. And, we've had a team that's, obviously this team has played tremendous basketball for us all year, but every game is, with a few exceptions, have been a battle. So we're used to that. It's not like we had a lot of easy games along the way. And I don't think we played any differently at the end of the year than we played all year. We played at Virginia and at Duke. Nobody else won there in the league either. So that's fairly normal. We played at Virginia without Jeremy Grant, and we played at Duke, and it came down to one play that maybe went the wrong way. But I think we've covered that play already this year. But and then we didn't have Jeremy for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's a pretty good team. They're playing pretty well. We're not the same team without him. And we lost to NC State in a game that we had a 2-point lead late, and they banked a shot, banked a three. And, they're a pretty good team. They won last night. So I think we played pretty much the same all year long. I don't think there's because we just happened to lose. We had the way the schedule set up and the way with Jeremy going down, that's part of, why the finish was what it was. I don't see any difference in the way we're playing or the way we're practicing. Now as any time this year.
Go to the left and then right in front of Dana.
Hi, Coach. Jeff Jacobs, Hartford Current. I don't want to put you in a position to reminisce about the Big East, but with a year under your belt with the ACC, could you just talk about some of the pros and cons of your experience in the ACC this year versus?
The restaurants were pretty good. Surprised me. They were really pretty good. The league is difficult, just like the Big East. The style of play isn't much different. I really didn't see much difference. And in reality, and I've said this many times, but I guess it bears repeating. If the Big East was exactly what it was years ago, then I wouldn't have wanted to leave. It would have been a bad thing. But we didn't leave that. We left a league that was moving all over, and you didn't know who was going to be where, and it just wasn't the same. And so I don't have that nostalgia because that league wasn't there. If we'd have left that league, then it would have been, I think it would have been harder. But knowing, that just wasn't there anymore, it really wasn't difficult to leave, And the Big East had changed so many times over the years, and it was just not the same. But I think we got to a league that is going to be stable as you can be, and given the people that run college basketball or athletics, I think it'll be stable, and I think that was important. But from a basketball point of view, our fans, you always worry a little bit about the fans, and we had the biggest attendance year since 1993 or something. Our fans bought into it. I think we ended up 4,000 more per game. and everybody is happy, basically. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. You never know how things are going to be, but it turned out really good, really good.
Dana.
Dana O'Neill with ESPN.com. Jim, I just wanted to ask you a bit, if I could, about your friend Phil Martelli, who's been through things personally this year and professionally has had his share of criticism, and you've obviously had that. How difficult is it to deflect, and then how happy are you to see him come out on the other side?
I have never been criticized. I don't well, that I would pay attention to anyway, let's put it that way. I'm happy. I watched this team a couple times during the year, and I thought he had a real good team, and they really have come together at the end of the year and played great. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his team, and obviously did have some adversity, personal adversity this year, and we all have to kind of go through that from time to time because, I mean, we are not normal, but we are people. So you're going to have those things, and I'm just happy he got through it. And I saw Jay last night. I don't know why Jay wouldn't let Phil on the back of the plane. I think they should have. That would have been neighborly for him to do that.